In the quiet corridors of an Air Force base in Germany, a plot was brewing. Not one of war or espionage, but one that seeped through the walls of a seemingly ordinary family.
I moved everything. She doesn't know it, but, my opinion, she's driven by money. Like, that's what she wants.
This plot is a chilling tale of the ultimate betrayal and a killer that could have been lurking in a morning cup of coffee. This story will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about the intersection between medical and criminal responsibility. I'm in NAllenRx and I'm a pharmacist, but I'm not here in a professional capacity. Before we delve into this strange series of events, let's keep in mind, guys, that we're only here to speculate and investigate based on the limited information that has been given, and this is still an ongoing investigation. No motive has been established, no verdict has been handed down. So, partners in crime, let's get to it. Melody Feliciano Johnson, a 39-year-old Arizona woman, was accused of a sinister act, attempting to murder her own husband, a member of the Air Force. How? By poisoning with a seemingly innocent cup of coffee. But what could drive a person to such malevolence? And how did a simple beverage become the chosen weapon in a domestic battlefield?
That she bought a home in Philippines late last year without telling him, and she was asking about his insurance, which he tells police he made someone else the beneficiary.
Imagine a morning routine, something as mundane and comforting as a morning cup of coffee, turning into a deadly gamble. The husband, whose identity was initially shielded from the public eye, began to notice there was an odd taste in his morning coffee while he was stationed in Germany with his wife in March. The couple resided in the same space with their child in Germany, awaiting a relocation from there to Arizona. But during this time, the wife and soon-to-be ex-wife allegedly concocted a lethal morning routine for her husband, who fortunately noticed the bitter taste in his coffee before it was too late.
Back in March, the airman filed for divorce from his wife while they lived in Germany. That's when his coffee began tasting different.
But what was in the bitter brew? For 2 or 3 weeks more after he first noticed the odd taste in his coffee, he continued to drink the coffee. But finally, Robbie Johnson, who was now alert and suspicious, he utilized pool chlorine testing strip. What this revealed was a high level of chlorine. Chlorine, a substance that when ingested can wreak havoc on the human body. Chlorine, or sometimes people refer to it as bleach, it's a common household chemical. It's usually contained in cleaning products and it's a potent oxidizing agent. What does this mean? This means when it's ingested, it reacts with our body, causing cellular damage, especially in the GI gastrointestinal tract. This could lead to nausea, vomiting, and even burning of the esophagus. This damage could extend further and even affecting our internal organs, and this could potentially lead to long-term health complications, or worse, what Melody had hoped for, death. Side note, why would someone continue to ingest the beverage over the next 2 or 3 weeks? Was his wife so manipulative and so conniving that she was able to play the good wife role as she continued to poison his coffee every single night that he made it? Were they already headed down a rocky path, struggling in their marriage?
According to her husband, in a police report from her arrest in July, I am dead certain, at least that she's a narcissist, at the minimum. And I can talk about that for a long time. I think there's something going on.
If you think you smell something odd in your drink, if you think you taste something odd in your drink, husbands and wives, do not continue to drink the substance. Do not continue to use the appliance. As a matter of fact, just throw it out. We know that a lot of couples still have to reside in the same home at the beginning of a divorce. But let's just be careful. Some of us do not have any ill will or intentions, and some of us do. Be aware of your surroundings, even in your own home, unfortunately. In May, a camera was set up in the home, capturing Johnson allegedly pouring something into his coffee pot. The husband, Robbie, cautious and strategic, pretended to drink the coffee, avoiding filing a report in Germany and waiting until the family relocated to America to Arizona on June 28th. In a hotel at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson, Arizona, another camera was set up, which again allegedly captured Johnson on July 5th, walking to his coffee maker and pouring something into the water reservoir. The husband filed a police report the next day, but officers were unclear about what Johnson was pouring into the coffee pot. When the family moved to their permanent home on July 7th, more cameras were placed and disguised as fire alarms. One in the laundry room where the bleach was kept, another right over the coffee machine, and a third to capture the movement between the two areas. There was no way there would be any question about what she was doing at this point. After collecting multiple videos, allegedly, that reportedly show Johnson taking the bleach, pouring it into a container, and then walking over to pour that substance into the coffee maker. Then Robbie was ready to bring his case to the police again. Melody Feliciano Johnson was arrested and charged with attempted first-degree homicide, attempted aggravated assault, and adding poison to food or drink. A search of the home allegedly discovered a container in Johnson's bedroom under her bathroom sink that smelled like bleach and had some liquid inside it. There was also reportedly liquids inside the coffee maker that smelled like bleach. The substance, later identified by its bleach-like odor, became the pivotal evidence in the case that could have slipped through the cracks, unnoticed, untraced, and devastatingly effective. Melody Johnson has been recently charged with these crimes, so we have not received any of the results or established a motive. Her husband, Robbie, he thinks the motivation was the life insurance. As we sip on our own cups of coffee, we ponder the questions lingering in the air. Like the aromatic scent of dark roast, how often do we overlook the potential dangers residing in our own homes, within our routines, and within the people that we know or that we think we know? What could have unfolded if Robbie hadn't noticed the strange taste? You don't have to be a pharmacist, toxicologist, chemist to know what bleach will eventually do to the body. That next dose could have been the lethal dose. And as Paracelsus says, the father of toxicology, the dose makes the poison. But the burning question is, how does trust get eroded to the point of a loved one becoming an assailant, silently striking in the sanctity of our own homes? Partners in crime, as we continue to follow this case and many others like it, remember, and I do believe, that every pill has a story, every potion hides a secret, and every poison reveals the truth. I'm NAllenRx, and I'll see you in the next one. Good night.